Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Claudia, and like every video, we're going to jump straight into it. We're going to be working on the coat closet. We're going to add custom shelving to the top and the bottom and just trying to give it a little bit of personality so it's not all bland and boring. And along with the coat closet, we're also going to be working on the utility closet that currently has absolutely no shelving and is a mess. So we're going to add 2 shelves so that I can get my life together and organized. The utility closet isn't going to be anything fun. It's just going to be adding 2 shelves. The purpose of doing the closet is really just to simplify my life. There's a mess in there. All my cleaning supplies are all over the house. I would like to have them all in one central area. So with this one, I'm going to take my time to show you how I build out the shelves. But when it comes to the coat closet, we'll move a little faster with that one. And that one's going to be a little bit more fun. I'm going to try and add personality to it because who said a coat closet can't be fun? So what I'm doing right now is I'm cutting down my 1 by 2 inch furring strip boards. What this is the support to my shelf. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to build out a U shape, 1 long piece on the back and 2 shorter pieces on either side. And this is what's going to hold and carry the weight of the shelves. So every piece of wood is custom cut to the dimensions of each closet. The smaller pieces of wood I had shipped to my house for free and cut myself. The bigger planks, the shelf part, I did not have that shipped because it was not cost effective, and I had to cut it there at the store because it would not fit in my car. So I used the Swiffer as a guide to help me decide how high up I should go with the shelves because I wanted to make sure that every cleaning tool that I had that was tall would be able to fit underneath the shelves and none of the space underneath it would be wasted space. And then for the space above each shelf, I wanted it to be 12 inches in height so that I would be able to fit tall items if I needed to. So starting off with the back support, I'm going to use a leveler to ensure that I'm leveled all the way across, and I am going to drill a pilot hole on either side of the wood into the stud. What a pilot hole is, it's a pre-drilled hole that acts as a guide for your screw, and it makes your life so much easier when you're drilling into a stud. It makes drilling go a lot faster, you have to use less force, and it keeps the wood from splitting or cracking. And now that my pilot holes are done, I can go ahead and screw in my screws and it just goes right in like butter. Super easy. Definitely do pilot holes ahead of time if you can. This is a drill bit. It comes in different sizes, and this is what you use to do your pilot holes. So anytime that you're adding something heavy or something that's going to support a lot of weight to your wall, always try and drill it into a stud. What a stud is, it's just a wood beam that's hiding behind your drywall that is able to support a lot of weight. Now, there's different methods of finding the stud. You can knock on the wall with your hand. Of course, the hollow part of the wall is going to sound different from the part where the wood is, but what I like to use is a stud finder. So I love the stud finder I have because it lights up not just where the stud is, but it also shows me how wide the stud is. And it also lights up if there's electrical hiding behind the wall. You need to be very careful when drilling into a wall. You don't want to hit any electrical wiring because that could be a very expensive fix, and you can also hurt yourself when you're drilling into wires. This may sound like common sense information, but sometimes when you're new to DIY projects, you don't know this stuff. So I want to ensure that I give you as much information as I can because I don't want you to get hurt, but I also don't want to scare you. I promise you this is super easy. Do not get scared. It's so simple. I promise. I pinky promise. With that said, on this side of the wall, I do not have a stud behind the drywall where I need to have my wood sitting. It's all hollow back there. So I need to use a wall anchor. Wall anchors come in a lot of different shapes and sizes, but basically what it is you pre-drill a pilot hole and then you hammer in the anchor. And what it does is that it holds the screw in place tightly, preventing the weight of whatever you're adding to that wall to cause the screw to come off the wall, damage your drywall, and everything fall down. That's it for the support, you guys. That is how easy it is to add support, and I promise you, these 3 pieces of wood are so sturdy and so strong. You can sit on these shelves and it won't collapse. How do I know that? Because I've sat on them to ensure that I was doing a good job. And I'll show you guys when I'm complete a clip of me sitting on them just to show you guys how sturdy these simple, easy shelves are. Now that I've added the tops to the shelves, this next step you do not need to do. This is purely cosmetic. Your shelves are already sturdy and good to go. If you don't want the tops of the shelves to move around, you can screw them into place with the support beams. But what I'm going to do next is purely just because I do not want to be able to see the mechanics of my shelves. It's not needed. With my nail gun, I am going to nail the face frames into place, and I am going to get as close as possible to the edge so that I can ensure that the nail is going through the face frame all the way to the boards behind it. Here's a clip of me showing you underneath the shelf so that you can see that the nails made it through from the face frame all the way through to the backboards. Nothing's poking out. So I want you to know that the amount of nails that I use is overkill. You do not need this many. I just wanted to make sure that it was going nowhere. But if you ever have a situation like this where the nails are poking out, I use this Awl Punch Tool. This is normally used in leatherwork and woodworking to either punch a hole or make a mark. And all I do is I put the tip to it to the end of the nail, and with a hammer, I hammer it into place. I'm going to go ahead and wood fill all the holes. Now I'm going to make a correction with the rack that I have here on the side, where I'm going to get rid of that extra hole and make a new one because it needed to be pushed back a little bit. It was too close to the shelf. Now I patched up that extra hole. I'm going to wait for the patch and the wood fill to dry so that I can sand it smooth. I'm going to go ahead and caulk the edge of the wood frame. There's tiny gaps, and caulking it just gives it a nice finished look. So while those are drying, I am going to go outside to stain the closet rod and the pole sockets. I stained it with pre-stain for an even coat. I was going to use this brown stain, but unfortunately it was too gray and I did not like it. But I did have handy this black stain, and that's what I'm going to use instead. My husband removed that metal rack that was in the coat closet, and these are such a pain to remove. They always cause awful wall damage. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to peel off any parts that might be sticking out of the wall, and I am going to fill and patch each hole with some dry decks. And I love this stuff. It goes on pink, and when it's ready to sand, it'll be white. So while the wall spackle is drying, I am going to use the shoe shelf that I've had in this closet for a long time as a reference to try and give me a guide as to where I should place my shelves and how far apart I want to place the shelves from each other. I'm going to go around with the stud finder, mark where my studs are. There are some areas where I'm going to have to use a wall anchor, and there are some areas that are lighting up green for electrical, so I do need to be very careful. So if it's telling me that there is electrical, I'm just going to adjust a little bit where I'm going to have the shelves sit. Now that I have marked where I want my shelves to sit, I'm going to go back to the wall spackle, sand it all smooth so that I have the wall prepped and ready to start installing the wood. And you guys, I am repeating the same exact steps as the other closet. I pre-drill pilot holes into the stud. If I did not find a stud, I'll pre-drill a hole for an anchor. Then I'll install my wood beams with the screws and using a leveler the whole way across to ensure that I am straight and even. And then I install the shelf piece on top and finish it off with a face frame that I will nail into place with a nail gun. Fill in any holes that I created, sand it smooth, and then it's ready to prime and paint. That is all the steps, you guys. That is how easy it is. It's just following those simple steps and repeating them over and over again for every shelf that you want to install. Now, if you're wondering why I drill in a screw, then I go to another screw and jump back to that first screw, I loosely install the first screw so that I can move the wood beam around with the leveler to ensure that it's straight all the way across, and then I'll finish it by going back to that first screw and I tighten it into place. It's just allowing me to move the wood around and wiggle it while it holds it in place. Now I'm marking where I want the rod to sit. I'm going to have it sit right underneath that shelf, but allow enough distance between the rod and the shelf to where when I put the hooks on it, it won't bump into the shelf. Now, where the rod is sitting, there is no stud support behind the drywall, so I'm going to use these anchors that are made out of metal so that it's able to hold a little bit more weight. These are also the same anchors I'm going to use on the door because my door is hollow and I need to install hooks. And here I am hanging from the rod to ensure that the anchors that are holding the screws in place is able to support a lot of weight. Now I'll caulk the shelves to finish it off, and I'll sand down any wood filling that I did, and now it's ready to go ahead and prime. So while I'm priming this closet, you can't see it, but my younger sister's in the other closet helping me prime the closet over there to get it ready for paint. Now for the dark shadow that you can see underneath the shelves, I'm just going to put caulk around the edge of it to fill in those gaps. Now I decided I'm just going to paint these closets white just because there's going to be so much color on the outside of these closets. Other spaces in my house are going to be colorful that I needed a space for the eye to rest. I felt like painting the closets colorful would be way too much, and I also had over half a can of white paint that I needed to use before it went bad. So in order to not be wasteful, I decided I was just going to paint these closets white and then give it personality with styling. Now, if you notice the color difference in the supply closet, it's because I grabbed the wrong color whites. So I had to jump over to the coat closet, let the supply closet dry before I could come back to it to fix the error I made. Now that I'm done painting the closets, it is time to start adding a little bit of personality to this closet. I didn't want a boring blank white closet. I wanted something fun, something that you would look at and know Claudia did this. Now, if somebody ever tells you that you cannot style and add personality to a closet, you can point them in my direction and tell them, Claudia told me I can do whatever I wanted to my house. I'm someone that believes you can stylize your toilet if that's what you please. Do whatever you want and have fun while doing it. It is your house. I found these beautiful iron hooks online and I fell in love with them the moment I saw them. I knew they would be perfect for the entryway because they mesh so well with the entry mirror that I have. And I'm going to install these with anchors that I purchased on Amazon. My door is hollow, so these hooks were not going to be able to hold on any weight without putting in anchors. And all I did, because there's 4 openings for you to screw in screws, all I did is put 2 anchors on top. That is more than good enough to hold this in place. I just had to step back for a moment to admire my work. You guys, this is the first time I've ever built custom shelves. I watched a lot of videos and I read up a lot on it so that I could give you guys the proper guidance on how to do it yourself. But I just needed to take a step back and admire my work because, good Lord, I need to give myself a pat in the back. It looks so good, so crisp, and what I believe is beautifully done. And here you'll find me sitting on the shelves to show you guys how sturdy these are. Now, they're not meant to hold on to human weight, but this is just to give y'all a brief peek at how sturdy it is. So to continue to add personality to this closet, I found this beautiful, colorful print online. It is done by the artist Benesch. I hope I pronounced her name correctly. She's a France-based artist and her art is very whimsical, very fairy-like. She loves folk tales. She loves mythological creatures and plants. And I just love her use of whimsy and her use of bright colors. And I thought this would be a great addition to a plain, simple white closet. If you like this piece, I recommend you check out her website. I will link it below so that you're able to look at other pieces that she has available for sale. I am going to place this in a gold frame that I am not using at the moment, but have been wanting to use for a while now. Along with the beautiful art print, I went to At Home and I found 3 of these baskets. They were super cheap. It comes in 3 sizes. The medium is $8.99 and the large size is $14.99, and I believe the small size was around $6, maybe $5, but I bought 1 large and 2 medium. The large one's going to go above on the top shelf next to the art, and the 2 medium sizes will sit side by side at the bottom. One's holding all of our winter hats and scarves, the other one will hold all of our pet stuff, and the big large one at the moment just has my gym bag, but realistically it's going to hold blankets. I like having blankets in the closet downstairs in case we ever have guests over, we're watching movies and they're cold. It's just easy to go to this closet and grab blankets. At the moment, it's going to hold my clean gym bag because I have nowhere to put it. Now I'm just going to put back into the closet all of our daily use stuff. On the bottom of the hooks, I am going to hang my smaller handbags from, and the top portion of the hook is going to hold our caps. Now I'm just going to put the shoes back on the shelf. The bottom is tall enough to where I can have boots sit underneath it. The second shelf from the bottom is tall enough to where I can have low to high top shoes sitting underneath it. I'm going to put all our raincoats, our jackets, our coats. Everything has a place and everything can sit organized now. Now, if you remember what the closet used to look like, it wasn't organized. I couldn't hide my mess. It had no personality. It was just dreadful and messy. And it went from that to now being bright, colorful, beautiful, organized, and it's so going to be easy to maintain an organized, clean closet now with all the new additions. And all the little touches make it fun, like the decorative baskets that hide my mess. I know where everything is in each basket, the beautiful, colorful art that says a lot about my personality, the little trinkets I'm able to add to the shelves, iron hooks that beautifully blend with the mirror that's on the exterior of this closet to make the space work cohesively with its surroundings. And as for my utility closet, that was just a mess. There was so much wasted space. There were no shelves. My cleaning supplies were spread all throughout the house. It was just cluttered. Now it looks like a proper organized utility closet. I purchased these two white baskets at home. It was 2 for $10. One's holding my filter covers, my extra components. The other one has extra supplies. All my cleaning supplies are in one shelf all together. I can see how much toilet paper, paper towels I have. My cleaning supplies are properly hanging where I can see everything. And you guys don't understand how amazing this closet is. I love this closet more than the coat closet. This is a gift from past Claudia to future Claudia.